everyone, it's Irit with process video number 6, and today I'm playing with some products from the Flea Market collection by Maggie Holmes for crate paper. I have just a few papers from this collection, including this beautiful heart print. I think I actually got 2 or 3 papers because I just loved it so much as a background. I thought it was really pretty, and because there's these touches of gold in this collection, like all of Maggie Holmes' collections, I thought I'd add some gold stamping, and I used a roller stamp from Glitz Designs and Brilliance gold ink. It's called Galaxy Gold. It's a pigment ink from Tsukineko, and it's a really nice soft gold, and it's the only stamping gold ink I have, but I'm very pleased with it. The only thing is with the pigment inks that they need time to dry, and that's why I made sure that they were dry, but I didn't do a very good job because you'll see later that I'm embossing things and the embossing powder got all over the place. I'm using this really fun stamp set from Hero Arts. It's all kinds of lines and splatters and like hand-drawn shapes, which is, if you like this type of effect, is a very nice clean way of getting them without actually using paint or mists. So I'm using here the this splash type of stamp, and at the end I cover up a lot of this thing. I didn't mean to, I really wanted it to show, but somehow, you know how it goes, sometimes just a page takes a life of its own, and yeah, I just went with what looked good, and it wasn't about making the hearts that I'm stamping now show at the end, because I just wanted the page to look good. So now I'm going to emboss the hearts with some gold embossing powder, and they don't show on the final page at all. You can't see them, they're completely covered, but what are you gonna do? And when I'm using papers like this that I really like, then I usually go for a design that lets the background show. So there's a lot of white space in this page. I'm only using one photo and a little bit of flares around it and some embellishments, but you can see a lot of the background paper. The picture I'm using for this page is of my daughter dressed like Minnie Mouse, and she wore this costume for Fasching, which is a holiday here in Austria where people wear costumes. And in Israel, where I come from, we have completely different holidays, so everything here is very new to me, and I always have to make sure that I don't miss anything important. I was very worried that I won't know which day she has to come all dressed up, but after asking a few people and marking the date on my calendar, we were well prepared for this day, and she was very happy about it and excited, and she really liked her costume, and of course she looked super cute, so it all turned out well. Sorry about my voice there. So I matted the photo on a scrap piece of paper, also from the Flea Market collection, and then I used the scraps from the scrap to create another layer. From the other side of this pattern, it's a nice bold stripe with cream and yellow, and that kind of decided the color theme for the layout, which is mostly mint with touches of yellow. And then I added some mist splatters because I love mists, and I used the Lindy's Stamp Gang Glitz spritz in medieval gold, and this spray is just shimmer, so there's no pigment in it, just the shimmer. And what's nice about it is you can use it by itself like I did here, and it's a very pretty shade of gold. It's kind of like a bit a darker gold, not so yellow. Or you can just add it to any other color mist to add just some gold shimmer. And now I started to fuss a bit. I wanted the hearts to show, but I also wanted to add a bit more paper or something somewhere to put my title. So I had a bit of a problem with that, but eventually I I bit the bullet, as they say, and I just covered the heart. And I used another piece of scrap from the flea market collection. This paper is cutout paper with all kinds of different shapes and tags and different patterns, and one of the labels or squares there had the word lovely on it, so I just added the Minnie, and that was my title, Lovely Minnie. I used again the Dear Lizzie foam thickers for this. I really love this font and I find myself reaching for it quite often these days. But it needed a little something, so I added some stamping over it with some more gold ink and another roller stamp. And then I wanted to emboss it so I know that the ink is dry and nothing is coming out. And I just had to be careful because I didn't know what the heat would do to the thickers, so I really tried to only heat the stamped image and not the thickers. And then I started to fuss with the embellishments. I wanted to use some of those dimensional ready-made embellishments from the flea market collection, but they just didn't look good without anything under them, like another layer. So when I realized I'm gonna have to add another layer, I did some more stamping at the top because the other stamping was not gonna show. And then on the top I added another piece of scrap that I used on a different project, and I punched out some butterflies. And I really think it's fun to use these shapes, like the negative shapes. They look interesting and you can see the layers underneath, and it just adds a little something. I really wanted to use that die cut, that flower-like fun die cut. I thought it really fit like the mood of the page, like this happy, childish type of thing, but it was just a little bit too much, so I ended up going with something a little bit different. And then I added another piece of scrap at the top there. I don't know why, I thought it looked good, and I wanted to use that cute heart. It's like a layered ready-made embellishment, and it's really, really cute, and it had the perfect colors that I was looking for. And then I saw that on the chipboard sheet from the flea market collection there was this cute little doily, and it was also the perfect shade. So I layered the two together, and then I was trying to find the right spot for them, and then I changed around the whole thing, and well, not the whole thing, but I took away the big embellishment and replaced it with this doily type die cut. I looked for some more die cuts with the right colors from the chipboard sheet, and now when I see the video I remember that I completely covered that nice negative space of those butterflies, but maybe not completely. Yeah, that's how it goes. And I wanted to add that bow, and I wasn't sure where it's gonna go, and eventually I had to make a decision after moving it around everywhere. So I added it at the top of the photo. And that's kind of it for this layout. I added some enamel dots. The white ones are really pretty, they have glitter in them. They are from Freckled Fawn. And that yellow from My Mind's Eye is a perfect shade, really like that stripe paper. So it's it's not such a bright yellow, it's a bit a darker, somewhat mustardy yellow, and it went perfectly with the paper. And the next thing I did after that was to matte the paper. I cut it down a little bit and matted it, the whole layout, on a 12 by 12 paper from the Sundrifter collector from Studio Calico, which had the perfect shade of yellow. And here's the finished page. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!